U.S. military flew two B-52 bombers to the Middle East from their base in the United States, the fourth such deployment and show of force by the U.S. Air Force aimed at sending a message to Iran in the past 2 months. This latest mission was to demonstrate the U.S. military's continuing commitment to regional security and deterrence to aggression, the Air Force said in a statement, and comes amid concerns Iran may still seek to retaliate for the assassination of Tehran's top military commander in a U.S. drone strike just over a year ago. The Department of Defense has formally activated roughly 6,200 members of the National Guard from 6 northeastern states to help support the Capitol Police and other law enforcement in Washington in the wake of the deadly riot Wednesday that rocked the U.S. Capitol. Acting Defense Secretary Christopher Miller signed orders activating the National Guard from Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland for up to 30 days. A defense official said the goal is to have Guard members help secure the U.S. Capitol and the surrounding area through the January 20th inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. The FBI sought the public's help in identifying the pro-Trump rioters who stormed the U.S. Capitol, as the Justice Department said a policy adopted in the summer to consider sedation charges for anti-racism protesters would also apply in this case. Some of the 68 people arrested after Wednesday's assault on the seat of the U.S. government were due in court on Thursday, with most facing initial charges of violating a curfew imposed to quell the unrest. The assault by supporters of President Donald Trump forced members of Congress who were in the process of certifying President-elect Joe Biden's victory to evacuate the chambers for several hours. Facebook and Instagram will become the first major social media platforms to bar U.S. President Donald Trump from posting on their system, silencing him for at least the next 2 weeks until the presidential transition is completed. The decision by Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg comes after Facebook announced on Wednesday it would lock Trump's account for 24 hours as tech giants scramble to crack down on these baseless claims about the presidential election, and hundreds of Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol. Zuckerberg said Trump's account will be locked for at least the next 2 weeks, but could remain locked indefinitely. The UN mission in Libya has welcomed a second exchange of prisoners between the country's rival administration and called for faster progress on other parts of an October truce. The formerly warring sides exchanged a total of 35 prisoners in the small southwestern town of Shoarif under the auspices of a joint military commission set up under the ceasefire, the U.S. support mission in Libya said late Tuesday. The Government of National Accord and Libyan National Army completed a first prisoner swap in the same town late last month. The Autonomous Self-Administration of North and East Syria has imposed a 15-day curfew starting Tuesday in all cities and towns under its control, as part of preventative precautions to stem the spread of the novel coronavirus and the new strain. The Department of Health affiliated with the Kurdish administration has recorded 40 new cases, bringing the total to 8,163 infections. It also registered 4 deaths, increasing the number of fatalities to 280. DOH said 1,057 patients recovered. The new chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Gregory Meeks, said the United States would look to resume aid to the Palestinians as he voiced hope for reviving a multilateral approach to the world under President-elect Joe Biden. Meeks played down the prospect of leveraging aid to Israel to pressure it to accept a Palestinian state, saying he did not want to touch $38 billion decade-spanning defense package approved by former President Barack Obama in 2016 before leaving office. Meek succeeded Ilya Engel, a passionate defender of Israel, who lost his seat in a primary challenge from his left. The commander of the Quds Force, Ismail Qani, has renewed threats of retaliation against Washington over the assassination of his predecessor Qasem Soleimani, asserting that it will be done on U.S. soil. Qani said that his troops had already initiated their operations to avenge Soleimani's death, adding that they will soon reach endpoint. Speaking during a ceremony in Soleimani's hometown, Karaman, Qani advised U.S. officials to stay indoors, warning that the revenge has begun. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani said Thursday that the chaos unleashed on the U.S. Capitol by U.S. counterpart Donald Trump's supporters exposed the fragility of Western democracy. Rouhani said he hoped for a change of direction from the incoming administration of U.S. President-elect Joe Biden. He urged the new administration to make up for the past and restore the country to a position worthy of the American nation, because the American nation is a great nation. A senior Ethiopian military official has confirmed the presence of security forces from neighboring Eritrea in the deadly conflict in his country's northern Tigray region, contradicting the Ethiopian government's denials. The United States last month said it believed Eritrean troops were active in Ethiopia, a grave development, as people fleeing the Tigray region alleged that Eritrean forces were involved in the fighting, targeting and abducting Eritrean refugees from camps near the Eritrean border, as well as scores of Tigray residents. Algerian Army Chief of Staff said Chingria has called on his Mauritanian counterpart, Major General Mohamed Bamba Miguet, to coordinate efforts in facing regional security challenges and strengthening cooperation on the border of the countries of the Sahel region. Terrorism, smuggling and the arms trade have been active in the Sahel countries since the outbreak of the Libyan crisis in 2011. Chingria received the Mauritanian Chief of Staff, who is in Algeria for the first time, on a 3-day visit, according to a statement issued by the Algerian Defense Ministry. Saudi Arabia's Minister of Health Dr. Tawfiq al-Rabi'a and Chairman of Saudi Data and Artificial Intelligence Authority, Dr. Abdullah al-Ghamdi, launched the Health Passport service via Tawakkalna application. This service aims to confirm that Saudis and expatriates have received all doses of the COVID-19 vaccine and thus became immune to the virus. Preparations are underway to open more corona vaccination centers soon so as to cover all regions in the kingdom. French and mostly residents of the large cities are used to a sad scene that follows Christmas and New Year's Eve. The natural green trees that adorned houses with their sparkling lights are thrown on pavements after the holidays, as they are cut from the roots and cannot be implanted again. The campaign has seen a wide response in the region, and getting rid of all trees has become a family promenade. The farmer couple managed to collect 150 trees in the past few days. Scientists from the University of Arizona have released a new batch of images described as breathtaking, showing Marcus Valles Marineris, known as the largest and deepest canyon in the solar system. Using an incredibly high-resolution camera called H-HiRISE, short for High Resolution Imaging Science Experiment, aboard the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, UA scientists have been taking close-up shots of the planet's strangest features in an attempt to understand how it was formed. This gash in the bedrock of Mars is nearly 10 times as long as Earth's Grand Canyon and 3 times deeper, making it the largest canyon in the solar system, said UA scientists.